Everyone. So in this particular demo or this particular session, we will be seeing a demo how to configure your CI/CD pipelines for your basic your ASP.NET MVC application, and it will have this Azure DevOps series will have multiple demos. So in the first demo, I'm keeping this very simple. Only the basic configuration we will do, and we'll try to see the flow of doing the code setup, doing a commit from a developer. Then we will see how to create the build definitions. So once the developer does a code commit, the build gets automatically created, and we'll also make it auto deployment, where once the build is successfully created, it will the application will be automatically deployed to the server in the sense here Azure. So this is the three steps that we'll be doing in this particular demo. The idea here is to quickly set up a DevOps for application and also get an understanding by doing things. So what you need? So you need a Azure portal, Azure subscription, the free one, or you can opt for pay as per use. The second thing is Azure DevOps. So DevOps.portal portal by using that you can, once you get a subscription, you will be having access to the portal, Azure DevOps portal as well. The URL is different, which we'll see, and then you will have to create a project for that, and we'll see what kind of project we have to create and so on. And then you need one editor or IDE, you can see. So let's start with our familiar one, Visual Studio. You can have 2017 or higher, or you can download from the Google, the free one. Okay, so before we go that, so let's see. I mean, these are the six steps we are saying we are going to follow, but at high level, you can say it's mainly three steps. So login is fine. I mean, you will create a login to DevOps, and you will create a project, which is very straightforward. The first major steps will be doing a configuration and repo. Once you create Azure DevOps, you will see an option to clone in Visual Studio. So that will be having an empty project. Once you clone to Visual Studio, you will be having Visual Studio, your familiar tool, where you can create a new project, and then there will be an option Solution Explorer. You can do the project set, I mean web settings, but there will be like Team Explorer, where you can access your uh, Azure DevOps or your Git controls, and there will be various options. We'll keep it very simple, and we'll see how to connect and then sync your local branch from local branch to the master repo. When I say master repo, it will be your Azure DevOps, your Git repository, or Azure repository, different repositories, the source control, you can say. Once this is done, you can see the code will be reflected in your Azure DevOps and so on. And there will be a build pipeline. Once this step is done, step number two, we will go and create a build pipeline. So what is this build pipeline? Using this build pipeline in Azure DevOps, we'll see there will be an options to create a build pipeline. Uh, there is a concept of a agent, hosted agent, you can say, which we have to select any template, like which kind of application we are talking about, ASP.NET or Code or Azure Functions or containers, or for Java or PHP. We can check all those things, and then we can do a manual initiate of the code just to see the whatever code we have right now on the Git repository or in the master repo, it is getting created or not. Once it is done, you can set a trigger in the sense, whenever the developer does a code commit, the build will be created automatically in step 3. See, this is not the very standard one. I mean, for just understanding purpose, we are creating this. Whenever a developer does a code commit, there will be they will be creating their own local branch or some different kind of branch based on the bug fix or change. So once he does a commit, there will be a pull request. So pull request will be assigned to the tech leads or the architects to do a code review and so on. So once developer does a code commit, it it's better to set a pull request, and the pull request will be email, can be, you can write an email triggered so that the reviewer will get a email to review the code, and you can go and perform their activity, like you can say okay suggestion, or you can see the code like comparison what was the previous code and the new code, and you can simply say approve. Once that is done, then only the trigger will happen. So we can check that as well. So there will be various options in build definition, build pipeline, where either you initiate a build when a developer does a commit, or using once the pull request is approved. So right now, as I said, there will be continuous series, part 1, 2 and 3. So in the first part we'll see, and I have only one login, I have to create another branch, and that will take time. So we'll keep it simple. The developer does the code change, commit, we have to do a sync, and then done. I mean, build will be created. So those things we will see. The fourth one is a prerequisite for a release pipeline. Step number 5. So before release pipeline means we are going to actually deploy this. So once the build is ready, there will be no manual intervention. We'll create the release pipeline where we'll set the artifacts, add the source. We'll do a settings to select the build pipeline. We'll also say which kind of build you have to take, the latest version or associated tag or associated pull number, pull request or whatever. But we'll keep this simple one again. We'll take the latest build and we'll create the release pipeline. We'll also set the stage. We'll see what does this stage mean, dev QA and all. And there will be certain more options like run on agent, where we'll have to see what kind of deployment, where we are going to do a deployment, like we'll have to set a app service plan. So you can see in the step number 5, and there will be some different options like variable retention, like how long you want to retain this build, and some other different options. So before coming to 5, we can initially go and create a app service plan. Even if you don't create it, there is an option, like if you go to release pipeline, you can do that, but let's keep it simple. Let's do in that way. Once everything is done, we'll come back to the Visual Studio. We'll do some changes and we'll see the complete flow, the code commit, then the auto build creation. I mean, this is called your continuous integration, you can say. This is what continuous integration is, the step number 3. And then finally auto build deployment, you can say release pipeline. We are using here release pipeline, and this is called your continuous deployment. So okay, so let's go and let's walk through each and everything which I said. So here let's go and see. We are just changing the order. The app service is already there over here, and now this is your portal. I mean, you can say dev.azure.com or DevOps, or simply if you write DevOps portal.com, oh sorry, DevOps.azure.com, and it will redirect to this particular page. So I'm here, and you can see I have created a project initially. Simply you can also go and create a project, whatever project you want to create, like project 2 or something, whatever name. This you can keep it advanced. Initially you can take it basic, or you can select different I mean models, are like what kind of work you want to do, Agile or CMM, Scrum, and you can select the Git. So I have selected right now Git. So I'm not going to create it here, it's already there. So let's click on this and go to this particular project. Initially, once you create this project and you if you come to the repo, you will see nothing over here. So here only if you create you will come to know. Before I do the actual demo, I'm just demonstrating what we talked previously, and we'll see a quick demo, and then we will go and create from scratch. So here you will see, and it will prompt for clone from the Visual Studio. Once you do that, you will come to the Visual Studio where you will see the initial setup of this code. And after that, what you can do is you can create or you can add new project. You can say website, and then all the process, you can create a new project over here. So that is the second thing, and you open this web app. As I said, now there will be a concept like once the code is over here, there is a concept like once you click on this, initially it will ask for a manage connection where you connect to a project. Then whatever connection you have, you can see the project name over here, and I created a few of them. The latest one is Rajiv. Then you can see all these things over here initially. Then the initial step will go in details, will be like you have to do the code push where you have to write something, some comments, and then you do a commit all. Once this is done, the entire code will be first time pushed to your branch master. And once it is done, you can see this web app, and this is the default one. Once you do a pull, it will have packages and Visual Studio extensions and so on. So this thing is already done now. Now we talked about this, and we have also we see from where we have to create the project at very high level. Now let's go and see what we talked about build pipeline. So again we have to switch between different this one. Now here if you come, uh, this is your repo in which you have so many concepts which will go in details in further session. Like now if you come over here, you can create a new build pipeline, and you can select your Azure Git repo, and then there will be different options like select Git repo, and then configure your pipeline, like what kind of application you're looking for. So you can create this one, and this creates your Azure pipeline dot YAML. So this is a new feature which is recently launched by Microsoft. However, there is a different concept, like you can do manual also using a classic portal. And these are the configurations like trigger from master always, pull, these concepts, like some variables, the default one, and so on. A restore solution, from where to restore and what are the tasks we need to perform. And these are the inputs, like a few configurations. So this is the new concepts. This is meant for configuration as a code. And right now I'm not doing this, and simply if you do a save and run, it will create a build pipeline, and this is what you can see over here. So let's quickly go and see if I do a build pipeline. So before we do that, let's go and edit one of the builds. I did some of the releases, and very straightforward. Again, if you do from here, you will see uh, what we need to do a settings, like as I said, artifacts we need to add, what kind of artifacts, like for example we'll be doing app service deployment, and you can create one like dev. Now you can create for staging or QA, and there are other factors. So before we do that, let's understand what we have done for the existing one. So I'll simply go over here, in the releases and check one of the few and just to demonstrate what is there. So for example, we'll just go through the settings which we need to do. The first thing is we'll add here the artifacts, like for example I have added here the source build. The build pipeline is Rajiv 1 which we created, and then the default version, like as I said, we can take a specific version or latest, so I'm taking latest right now. Alias is same, I mean Rajiv 1. There will be a different things like deployment trigger over here, like for example right now what we have done, create a release every time a new build is available. So you go to the trigger, you say build every time. I'm not writing any filter as of now, we can do some filtering and we will see. And there is a pull request trigger, like for example as I said, like if you want to uh, do a pull trigger, we have to configure this. So right now I'm not doing this, I'm keeping it again simple. And this is a schedule, like if you want to do the deployment in the night, so we can do this like in the night or something, or some different time. Now once you do this, there will be another options like there will be a task. We can go to the task, and here we have to put the subscription, like Azure subscription, and then it will ask for what kind of application you have to do, like web app for this one. And then as I said, web app service you have to select over here, but before that you go and create this web service from here, I mean app service from here. So this is the setting that you do. And the stage name, I mean they've already have created in the first pipeline over here. So this is the hosted agent. Once I say hosted agent, for uh, different applications you will get a different hosted agent. So for .NET framework you will get a different hosted agents, like a run on agent, like you will get Azure pipelines, and then you can see different hosted agents over here. Once you select .NET Core, you will have a different hosted agents over here. These are the different configurations, but we'll be using the minimum, the basic configurations. Like if you want to do multi-agent or multi-configuration, you can do this. Timeout, I'm not keeping anything. There will be another concept, like if you want to do OAuth, so we'll see all this at later point of time. Now if you come to this particular settings, once you do that, you can see the task version 4 dot asterisk something you can write, and then deploy your name, whatever name you want to keep for dev or something, as a resource manager, and subscription, the service types, those things, deployment slots if you want to give. I'm not keeping this. The package folder will be your this particular folder, which will be coming in the default one. Now let's simply see what are the different options. Like in case you are using any variable, we are not going to use any variable, but in the future demos we'll see, in case you want to use some configurations, we'll have to use this for different environments, different configurations will be there. So as I said, it's all basic configurations we are doing. Now if you select the deployment model, there will be different versions. Zip will be also there, like, and you can take a zip. For Angular you can take a zip and you'll have to deploy. But for .NET framework, I'm just running from a web deploy concepts, so this you need to take care. And then take my application offline. At that point of time you can do these things. uh, right now I'm not doing anything, like post deployment actions. If you have to send an email or something, you can do that. Controlling is like, suppose you are doing multiple deployments and you want to control something, continue an error or enable, you can do all those things. And right now output variable, if you want to write something, some message like okay deployment meant successful or some other activities, you can do that. As I said, here we are not doing anything. Retention, this is the retention policy, like how many days you want to keep it. Options, it's simply the format, like what kind of release you will be getting, and some different options over here. So these are the settings which we need to do. Now the idea of this particular demo is to demonstrate like how this complete process is happening. So let's already I have done this build. Now let's go and see the another update. So just over here in the view, in the index, let me do a change. Let's say version 2.0, 2.0. So I make the changes over here. Now you can see it is asking for code deployment. So once I say here commit, I'm saying testing CI/CD version 2.0. I can do a commit. Now the commit has been done, this particular commit, and this particular code we just need to push, or you can say we need to just commit over here, push into the current branch from local to the server, and it has successfully pushed this code to this. Now let's see what is happening uh, over here. So let's take a look, because I have selected that continuous this one. Now you can see this automatically the build is getting created. So it has different stages, like it initiates the job, then it does a checkout, like the internal process. You can see it will be installing in the package. If you see build pipeline, it will ask for the NuGet packages and all, and you have to install those things. It will install this NuGet package. It will run certain NuGet commands. So this is the hosted agent which is doing all this job for your build pipeline. Now let's see what are the different once all everything is checkout and NuGet packages are installed. Now it is actually building the code. It is building the code over here in using this VS build. The build one I have done, and after this, yeah, you will get a warning because I have not selected any this one, and it is publishing this finalizing Java. Let's quickly go to the release part, and now over here you can see this is the latest one, and this is what the release 5 you can see. It is already the agent is queued this, and it is now you can see this, the actual deployment is happening, downloading some artifacts, initiated downloading artifacts, then deploying to app service, deploy Azure app service. And once this is done, we can go and see the code, I mean the reflection. The app service plan is the basic one, some 1.5 GB RAM. So you can see some slowness. This is the existing one. I'll just refresh, and we can see the CI/CD test version 2.0. So that's it. I mean, this is the complete flow. The developer makes the code check. That is not the right approach to automatically trigger the build, but it should go with a different process, like pull request, code review, and then it should go. But we are bypassing that. The build has been done, and then once the build is created, automatically the build will be it will take the latest build and it will deploy to the app service plan. So here we go. So it is test version 2.0. So thank you for watching this. Now you got a fair idea what we talk about in DevOps, like CI/CD setup and all. And this was the overview session with the practicals and the actual demo, so that you get the clue of what we talk all about DevOps. And in the second one, demo will be demonstrating, and we'll be actually doing all the steps uh, for you. So thank you for watching, and hope it clarifies your doubts for Azure.